Have you ever looked around and just felt like you're moving slower than everyone else? I cannot be the only one. So in today's episode, we're going to break that down and what brings that emotion, how to overcome it. And then what's really cool, a lot of really great biblical references that give you literal scripture that kind of reminds us sometimes that our timing is not the best timing. And I'll share some personal stories about things that I thought were a huge blessing, but over time you realize that it's just God protecting you for something. And if you would have asked and been patient, you would have been much better off in the first place. So let's dive straight in. All right. First question that I want to ask, I'm going to ask me, but it's something that as I'm answering it, I'm thinking about how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to ask the question to me, but as I share this, I hope that, it's something that you're going to relate to, and then I'm going to apply it to what I want to talk about a little later in the episode. And the first question is, when was the first time I personally ever felt behind, and what did it do to me emotionally? Okay. What's crazy is I've had this reoccurring thing where, I feel like this has happened to me a lot, but I think the most tangible one for me it was weird. It's like I always wanted to be, when I was younger, I was like, I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 25. I'm going to have this crazy business, had all these ideas and dreams and all kinds of crazy things. And all of a sudden you wake up and you're 25 and none of those things have actually come to fruition. And I remember feeling it's like I had wasted my whole life just because I get to 25 and I'm not, a millionaire. Whoever came up with that idea, it's like, well, why even try at this point? And what's crazy is if I kind of relive my life, and I think other people would understand this, none of my actions, for the most part, before I turned 25, actually aligned with the amount of blessing that having a business or something that would actually pay me that much would receive. So I had done none of the discipline, none of the buildup, none of the work that's required to actually be at that level of blessing. And honestly, as I proved later in life, whenever I 6x'd my income and I made a ton of bad financial decisions, if I made that mistake when I was in my 30s, I can only imagine what would have happened if I would have had that much money when I was in my 20s. And so it's like twofold. One, I didn't do the actions, and all that did was prove that I was not spiritually or physically ready and disciplined enough for that level of blessing. And so it messed me up for a little while. I was really complacent for 3 or 4 years for some reason, just because I missed that deadline. And eventually I turned it off, but it kind of messed with my head for a little bit. So I know other people have been there. Next question. Why do people feel behind in the first place? Okay. Man, this one, I think the comparison game and social media is destroying so many of our lives and our potential for joy. I want you to hear me out when I say this, is that I know that people have heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy. Listen, social media and comparing your life to other people is one of the worst things that you can do. At the age that I'm at now, I spent the first half of this year replaying this, what I should have done to be in a different position than I am right now for the entire first half of the year, instead of saying, maybe everything that I've gone through, one is some of those circumstances are actually my fault. So some accountability and understanding that I still have time left. You have time left. Is what you didn't do at 20, you can do at 30. What you didn't do at 30, you can do at 40. What you didn't do at 40, you can do at 50. And I think this false timelines that we give each other, we miss out on so much opportunity because we're doing it. Puts a ton of pressure on us. There's a ton of cultural pressure and social timelines about, you got to graduate college by 22 and you've got to have this done by 28 and you have this done by 35 and all these things. I mean, honestly, outside of like starting a family and some of the biological clocks that are involved in athletics and sports and things like that, most other things, you can go get a degree at 45 if you choose to. You're not a failure. You have time left, right? God can still use you. Your family still needs you at every stage of your life. So stop comparing and over reflecting on the mistakes that you made instead of, adapting and excitedly like stepping up and moving forward into the future. I think that's just a huge thing that I highly, highly recommend. It'll do so much for just your spirit and your mental well-being to make that change right now. And like I said, stop comparing your everyday real life to the highlights that people put on social media. It's highlights. It is not real. Like I posted a reel earlier that's like, it's going to be a great Friday night for filming. And all you see is those 12 seconds. You don't see the flipping 3 days worth of content writing and personal belief and affirmation statements and conversations with other people to plan for those episodes and to do all that and to have the expensive camera and the light and the this and the sound treatment and the office and all of that. You don't see any of that stuff. You just see those 12 seconds and you're just like, man, why am I not doing that? He makes it look so easy. Why am I not doing that? And that shows you how unrealistic comparison on social media is. It's like, perfect example. Use me as an example. 3 days worth of preparation, right? And yes, on a Friday night, I wanted to go play tennis, but I didn't hit a deadline. And I'm here on a Friday night recording this episode for you guys because that's what needs to be done. So please stop comparing your life to social media. It is so fake and it's so unfair. So now let's talk about what God actually says about timing and seasons, because, if I'm going to give you this, I don't necessarily, I think I'm crazy blessed, but I don't necessarily have this ultimate authority over your life, but I think God does. And so I want to insert some scriptures into some of these episodes because I think that they're relevant. And if you don't trust me, hopefully you can trust the Bible. And I hope that helps you. It's like a layer of, okay, yeah, I'm going to listen now. Like I'm definitely going to listen. So here we go. What does God say about timing and seasons? Let's do Psalm 37, verse 23. The Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives. That's so good. Isaiah 60, verse 22. The smallest family will become 1,000 people, and the tiniest group will become a mighty nation. At the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. At the right time, right? And so imagine that. You feel insecure. You feel unprepared. You feel unequipped. You feel like you're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not tall enough. You're not fast enough. You have all these things that you think you're not good enough. And to top it all off, you're in your head thinking, if I don't get it done in 90 days, especially if you're a business owner, it's like, 6-week sprint, 90 days, 6 months, 12 months. We feel like if you're literally not in sequential 100-meter dashes through life, that something is wrong. And it's not only unbiblical, it's also unhealthy. So look at that. The smallest family will become 1,000 people, and the tiniest group will become a mighty nation. So make that relevant to you. You feel small? Great. You feel unequipped? Great. The only thing you can control is admitting that the timeline may not be in your control. Do you still have to be disciplined? Yes. Great. I'm so much healthier this year. I'm down like 13% body fat, and I feel like a completely different person than I did almost a year ago. Went to therapy, fixed my mental health, started going to church consistently, joined a men's group, leading a men's group, back in with, and like making sure that I'm present when I'm with my kids, reading the Bible, goodness gracious, just so many things. Like I'm still responsible for all of those things. Those are actions, but how they affect how much money I make or how fast my business grows or how much influence I get is not always directly tied to these, subconscious or social media driven timelines. So hopefully that helps. Next one, for everything, there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven. Whew. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. I think that one is pretty self-explanatory if you ask me. Now, here we go. The next thing that I want to talk about is I'm going to read this question. What was a moment in my life or business where it looked like everyone else was moving forward, but I felt stuck? And for me, this was very hard to deal with. But in kind of the halfway point, I spent almost a decade in ministry as the marketing director and in the creative world of a church that we grew from about 70 members to 1,400 members in that time. And I remember every time I would get around people who were in their career or business owners, they're in like their peak earning years. And I had got lied to about a business that I thought I owned 7% of. And the guy just like ran off and created another whole business and wrote us all out of it. And I was still wearing the wounds of that. And then in the middle of this, I'm making like 39 grand a year while I have all these other people who are becoming super successful in their early 30s and they work so hard and now they're starting to see the fruit of that. And financially, I'm still broke as a joke. And so it's like messing with my head where it took my eye off the ball. It was like, wait a second, are you in it for the money or are you in it to make sure that other people's lives are radically transformed? Right. And it was huge. And it took a little while to get over it, but eventually I was like, okay, hold on. You're on a different timeline, right? It's completely different. And the next one was in 2022, 2023, I went through a lawsuit that I've been extremely quiet about over the past few years. Almost like a fear of retribution too, just because if I like say the wrong thing, even though it's true, I don't know, there's like weird fear of getting served again. I don't know. If you ever go through a lawsuit, I've had multiple people tell me that's completely normal. And so I thought I had, finally had the $1 million idea with the right business and the right people and the right things. And it just got ripped out of my hands and practically destroyed my life for about 6 months. It was crazy. Whew, really, really dark time. But here's the thing. What did that teach me about God's timing? And how did God redirect or protect me without me even realizing it? See, because I didn't see it then, but some of the best experiences of my life, the people I've had the opportunity to impact, all of the skills that I currently have. I got to travel the world and film for other ministries and missionaries. Got to go to the Philippines and Colombia and Nairobi, Kenya and Honduras. I got to go to Tennessee and train a church on video and stuff like that. None of those things would have happened if I would have been like, you know what? I can't do this because I'm falling behind on this imaginary timeline about making a certain amount of money in a certain career. So, and then the lawsuit, great example. If I would have been successful in that, 100% not part of God's plan. Just the alignment, the belief system, there's so many things and so many differences that I now know were 100% not in alignment with who I'm called to be and who I'm called to help. So I literally would have had all of this money and success while face planting straight outside of God's calling. And it's almost like what seemed like the devil ripping everything away from me was God protecting me and allowing me to stay in my actual calling and just be aligned with the right people and the right vision. And that was tough, but very, 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 very much Now, goodness gracious, it took a few years to get there, but now I see it and it's just a huge blessing. So that is good. Now, I'm going to talk about what I think are the 7 lies that people believe whenever they feel behind. Okay. And I've fallen prey to every single one of these. So here we go. Let's rattle them all. What lies do people believe whenever they feel behind? 1, I missed it. I'm too late. I should be further by now. Everyone else is ahead of me. I'm not enough. Okay. That is not 7. That's okay. Goodness gracious. Well, welcome to being part of doing your own podcast and typing fast and copying notes back and forth. Oh, it was question 7. What are the 5 things? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are the 5 things and lies that people do? Apologies. So let's start with the first one. I missed it. It's so simple, but it's so profound. If you continually say that, if you say that, I missed that opportunity, I missed that opportunity, I missed that opportunity, you put your blinders up, you put your head down, you just wear this cloud of shame. You know what happens when you're surrounded, when you have a cloud around you and you have blinders up and you have your head down? You know what you can't see? The next opportunity. You cannot see what is right in front of you. And when you've got that weightiness and that your head down like that, you can't see what blessings are actually in your life, right? And so like me, there's 2 lenses I could look through right now in this year. And it's like, all I have to do is go look at my 3 babies and look at them, hold them, and go, how is this not blessed? Why does anything else matter? What are you doing? Why are you focusing on, I missed this, I missed that, I missed that? You know what I didn't miss? Don't miss this. Be right here in this moment. And I just challenge you guys to do that. Do not say, I missed it, I missed that. I'm telling you. Poof. If your head is down and you got a dark cloud over you and you got blinders on, you're going to miss the blessings that are right on the side of you, and you're going to miss the opportunities that are right in front of you. Do not do it. Don't fall prey to it. I'm too late. It's another lie. I'm telling you. It's like, we just think if you're not married by 21 and not rich by 25 and have it all figured out by 28, that life is over. I wasted so many years and so much mental fortitude just playing that story out in my head. Don't do it. I should be further by now. Once again, it's a faux timeline. Outside of living in like a life of sin and perpetual like self-destructive or things that you can't control, that you're like, I wish I were further now, but I've made some mistakes and now I have to rectify them. Now I have to, pay the cost for the mistakes that I made, because that's a thing. Or maybe other people hurt me and it's detracted or slowed me down in what I want to do. Just like if I wouldn't have gone through the lawsuit, like I think if I had that year and a half back, things may be different. But it's like, hold on. Don't even waste the energy on that. Don't. It's faux timelines. You want a new timeline? There's today and today only. Do what you know you should do. Have some character and some discipline. And do not waste the calling and the skills, the gifts, and the people and the blessings that are currently around you. And I don't care if it's this big. It's better than nothing. Use it. Everyone else is ahead of me. Once again, comparison. Stop it. Just don't do it. And I'm not enough. Listen to me. The Bible is so full of misfits and people who were not enough and were not good enough. It's like somebody was talking the other day. I had this weird, sometimes when people say stuff, I have like a ADHD little rabbit trail that goes off my mind. And I saw myself preaching. It was either preaching or speaking in an event. And I was like, I'm not good enough. Fantastic. Because the day that I say I'm not good enough and understand that, it's like, let me think how I said it. I'm not good enough. Perfect. Now that means God can use me. Now that means I can actually tell people I don't have it all figured out, but I will figure it out. I will try my best. I will show up I will stay later. I will show up earlier. I will do more because, I don't have this all figured out. But if you're going to say I'm not enough, hold on, understand, let's just pivot that. Wait, I am enough because I'm capable of doing what I am called to do if I just accept that I'm supposed to start today and not have it all figured out. Because you never will. Like you never will, ever. So if you say I'm not enough, you got two options. One, you can say, good, because that means I'm right in line with God using me. Perfect. Sounds awesome. Or if that doesn't work for your personality, I want you to stop and say, I am enough. I am enough. I am loved, I am called, and I am capable. Goodness gracious, just because that doesn't mean it's not going to be challenging, but I had to find another C. I love alliterations. Okay? These are lies. They're not the truth. Okay? So, Galatians 6 verse 9. So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. So stop listening to those lies. Stop speaking them over yourself. Change your internal dialogue and start speaking good things about yourself and good things about your future and good things about your business and good things about your relationships and good things about your kids and everything that you're doing. Start speaking good about it. Because I feel like the people that I'm listening to, that are listening to my voice are the type of people that have already dealt with taking accountability for what you do wrong. You probably kick the crap out of yourself. I know I do. Like, I'm too hard on myself. I don't give myself any grace that I give to other people. And so I'm not going to harp on if you're still making a bunch of mistakes, do this, do this. You probably already know that and you've dealt with it a lot. So don't give up. Stop listening to the lies. Stop telling them to yourself. And if there's one thing I want you, if you're listening, to walk away with believing. Here we go. We're just going to say this. Woo. Your slow season is not a setback. It is shaping you for the future that God has called you to. Your slow season is not a setback. It is shaping you. My slow season is not a setback. It is shaping me. God, thank you so much for everybody that's listening, that's hearing my voice. I just ask that you let them hear your voice today. Let the Holy Spirit speak into their lives, that everything they put their hand to will be blessed. God, you just reveal to them how much you love them and the great plans that you have for them. And they lean into that and they start speaking your truth and your love over their lives. In Jesus' name. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Grow Together podcast. And I look forward to the next one. And until then, also do not forget to visit merch.jsellers.co. I've got some really cool merch that's like personal and some self-belief stuff. I've got some scriptures. It's really, really cool. I designed them all personally, and I think that they're really, really, really great. So you should definitely go do that. It supports the podcast, me, and my kiddos. So, and what else? Oh, and if this is your first time meeting me, what I actually do is I've been in ministry and I've done a lot of different things, but like my day job, I'm actually a marketing coach and a growth consultant, and I do creative media, which is why this is on a really nice camera. And so if you are a business owner or you're a coach, a solopreneur, founder, and you need to clarify your message, get some clear direction on what your next steps are, or feel like you're just in a bottleneck of no matter what money you spend or energy you put, you can't find growth. That's just my bread and butter, is helping you do that and helping you better understand your customer. So kind of changing that leverage point. But yeah, if that's not you and you're just listening to the podcast and saying amen, heck yeah, Jordan, thank you for that, leave a review. I would love it. It helps so much. Have a blessed day. And until next time, love you guys.